Hi guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the Design Exchange podcast. I'm your host, Danny Russo, and we don't have audio, or do we? I'm blind. Can you see the audio
It's
things
moving.
moving? Are they?
It's moving.
Okay, good. So I am here with Trish Beaudet.
Yes, hi,
How
Danny.
are you?
I'm great.
I can't believe we're actually doing this in person like we said we were going to do for like the last 2 years.
Finally, I know. You're always in Ohio, and I'm always in Florida.
I'm always everywhere. We're currently in Dallas for the Design Influencers Conference. And it's being rebranded into the Design Influencers Leadership Conference, hosted by Adam Jacko from Esteem Media.
Yes.
And this was your first time here.
It was my first time here.
What did you think?
It was fun.
There was a lot of information.
Okay, my head is like today with all the information.
There's actual footage of my mind being blown.
There is actual footage. Your mind was like you were writing, and I was I could just see like your mind just going. But there was a lot of really good information. I enjoyed it.
It covered a lot of different realms. We had iPhone photography.
Yes.
We had brand strategy. We had public relations.
Yes.
And we had storytelling.
I think so. Yeah. Just talking about, getting into that realm of being a design influencer on social media and through your platforms. Brand ambassadors. It was great. One thing that I really did learn today that was so important: clean your lens.
Clean your lens. Clean your lens.
Clean your lens
on your camera. So we just left a seminar that talked about. It was hosted by Linda Holt, and she is a creative photography specialist. I went on her website, lindaholtmedia.com.
So what was really interesting about her story is that she was a photographer for many years, lugging around all the camera equipment, and just started to have some back issues and got into how does she shoot real professional photography using the iPhone. So it can be done. It can be done. And she had some really good tips and tricks today for everybody.
Clean your lens.
Clean your lens.
I'm still hoping this is recording. I have PTSD from recording and losing footage or losing episodes.
It happens to all of us. You always have to have that backup.
Need a drink.
Yeah, I wish those were real. Can we have a drink, please?
So if you're a client listening to this, what we learned today is our influence as influencers helps your project out by bringing our knowledge, our reputations to the table to negotiate when we have damages come in, which we experience all the time.
All the time.
When we're negotiating pricing. And it's not just, there's a micro influencer, a macro influencer, and the term influencer has been used a lot lately.
A lot.
I think it's been overused.
Saturated. It's not authentic. I had to say that because the word authentic was used so many times today. So
I counted 7.
There was a lot. And if it was a drinking game, we would have had
we were drinking water and coffee.
Water and coffee today. Yes. But I think that that's the key, and especially some of these lines and some of these manufacturers and brands that you purchase from and that I purchase from and that we've been loyal to for so many years. And I think that by teaming up with a designer who is influential with their social media, I think it's a really good combination.
It is.
It helps to boost the sales in the company. It also helps to the influencer as well with the recognition and teaming up.
Our product knowledge too. Beyond. And we were talking this morning about the value of design, and we covered that. We're in season 4 of the Design Exchange podcast right now. I can't believe I've been doing this for 4 years.
Wow.
But
you're old.
our last episode covered the value that a designer brings to the table. And we were talking this morning that a lot of people don't realize the higher priced designers that are older differentiate themselves because we've made the mistakes and you're paying for our knowledge.
Yes.
And we can do the work of probably 4 to 8 designers in 1 hour that your average new designer maybe charges less money for, but isn't as efficient or knowledgeable.
And they may miss, right? So and you and I talked about this morning. One of my things that I talk to my clients about is experienced labor is not cheap, and cheap labor is not experienced. And when you get into situations where, let's take a floor installation or tile installation, and something was not done properly, now you have a problem. Now you have to tear everything out and redo and, you know, try to find a solution. But when you're dealing with an experienced designer, we already know that these steps need to happen for your tile to have a seamless installation, or your flooring to have a seamless installation. So these are the things that you're paying for. You run the risk.
It's funny because you could see a trend on Instagram and think, oh, I'm going to do that. And a perfect example, I brought this up yesterday with Melinda. Somebody posted something of wallpaper that they put onto a floor, and they poured epoxy over the wallpaper on the floor.
Okay.
Now that might sound like a good idea, but thinking it through, what happens to the subfloor? How do you get that out if you go to sell the home and you want to change it out? You destroyed your subfloor. You destroyed the underlaying tile. Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And I saw that on Instagram this weekend, and I actually talked to my wallpaper lady about it on Saturday, and she was like, oh no, bad idea.
Because I mean, it is a very costly renovation process if you have to take that out now. So again, these are things that
a $5 design idea could turn into a $5,000 design nightmare.
Yeah,
just like that.
Just like that. And you don't want to get involved in that, and you don't want to have to do that down the road.
No.
You know?
Yes.
We want to be able to produce lasting interiors, so we don't have those
timeless
and timeless, right? That they're timeless.
Do you remember the trend of everybody gluing pennies to the countertops? They were gluing pennies to the walls. They were gluing pennies to the
everywhere
bar tops.
You stood still, they'd glue a penny on you.
I always said I wanted to wallpaper instead of. We've used some very expensive wallpapers.
Yes.
I was like, we could just take 20s and glue them to the wall.
Oh gosh, oh my gosh.
And that sometimes
right?
could be cheaper than some of the wallpapers that we have found.
Yeah.
But when you have a designer, we know what a good quality, affordable wallpaper is, and we know what a very high quality, very rare ostrich feather wallpaper is. That can run $200, $300, $400, $500 a square foot.
And as a designer, though, and I come across this quite frequently, as a designer, you know, when I'm presenting something, you know, I always like to give options, as you know. And one of the things...
3 options, always.
Always. And one of the things that I'll say, or the client will ask, is, why is this so expensive? Like, okay, well, these 2 papers, this one is hand painted. It goes through a process. It's made in sheets. It comes in squares or whatever that is.
Right.
This one is mass produced, you know, in the factory on a roll.
On a machine.
There's a big difference, and that's what you're paying for, is that extra craftsmanship. Thank you.
We should say craftswomanship, tradesmanship,
craftspeopleship.
Craftspeople. But there is an artistry that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of clients don't realize. It goes into rug design, lighting design. Everything's been thought out, and we actually know the people behind the scenes. Yeah. So we're sitting here in the Uttermost showroom, and we are in the Revelation side of
Revelation, even more.
And we've been using it for a long time, and we actually know, I can't say his name, Rick Jaranacki.
Yes.
He is the product designer for the Revelation side, and we just found out that his office is here today.
Yes.
In this building, and we didn't know that.
He's very creative, and the things that he designs for Revelation are they're amazing. And
the materials that he uses, the attention to detail.
Yeah.
Revelation is something my clients really like, they know about, but they don't have access to, because you have to go through a designer to get the Revelation line from Uttermost. So that's why designers provide access.
Yes.
Do you want to cover that topic?
Oh, to access to the products.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we know we're sitting on what's coming out in 2025.
Yeah.
Late 2024 is what we'll be seeing. And the colors that are trending are this wonderful auburn, rust, brick.
I
wouldn't say
everybody
orange.
has a different name for it.
Amber.
I'm going to say it amber. Or I'm going to say like a burnt rust color. This is really hot. And that's the great thing about
Greens are trending.
Yeah, what Danny and I are doing is, or that in our profession is, we get to see all of these products twice a year. So in April,
twice a year, or sometimes 12 times a year, depending on the city and the time of year.
Seriously,
and the country.
Yeah, so we go in April to High Point.
High Point is April and October.
April and October. In April, we see what's coming out in the fall. And in October, we see what's coming out in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that firsthand access to all of these fabulous products, the colors, the trends, what's hot, what's not, what's out, what's coming in. Yeah, and it just and so the vendors that we use, you have a great amount of vendors. I have a great amount of vendors, and we are pretty loyal to our vendors. I'm sorry, we're very loyal to our vendors, and we use these products and these lines over and over again. Why?
Because we know them, we trust them, the quality, and we know if we have an issue, they're going to fix it.
Absolutely.
And we were here talking about your project. You were messaging me, and I was at High Point, and it was the onion fixture from here.
Oh, the
and we
onion
had a
fixture.
Small issue. Nothing unusual.
It was
kind of unusual.
It was. I think it was a now understanding after speaking to that it was a manufacturing issue.
Yes.
So my onion,
a COVID issue probably.
My onion did not get all the cording to it. So where I thought the pendants were 11 feet, they weren't. So, but in talking with them. Great thing about having those relationships with the company, they're like, oh my gosh, we would never want you to be stuck with anything.
Yeah, send it back.
Send it back. We'll send you a new one. And they're just so great about that. And that's why I really love. I've been purchasing from Uttermost and Revelation for probably 23 years.
Well, you have, yeah. I've been for about maybe 10.
I started when I was 12.
So Uttermost is one of our favorite vendors to work with.
Mm-hmm.
On trend, they're pretty much right on the dot. We walked in green, amber, rust, and that's what I saw at market in October.
Yeah. And what I love about them too, and there is something for every design project that you do, right?
Yes.
Whether somebody is traditional, somebody's contemporary, somebody's modern, warm modern, modern organic. There's just, and it finishes galore. Black, gold, silver. I mean, you name it,
Matte
they
black.
have it. Yeah. And it's just.
And they're willing, Rick will actually talk to us and ask us if we need help and what we want to see in design, and we give them feedback. And that's something I learned today when we were talking about influence.
Yes.
That we do influence the manufacturers. Our buying trends are watched, they're tracked, and they want feedback from us. And we dictate what's going to be coming down the pipeline in 2025, 2026. Furniture doesn't happen as fast as fashion.
No. That's new.
We wish it would. I wish it would come without a pandemic too.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes what we find is that there are some really good timeless pieces that need a little love or more detail or editing as the years go by. So what I've seen, a lot of frames may stay the same because they're good and timeless, but now we're changing the fabrics. We're changing, what's happening with the chair.
I'm obsessed with this lamp.
I am obsessed
and this
with
is
it.
like
It's almost
the
like a
vintage.
microphone, though.
Oh, Trish. She likes to get her mouth near microphones.
That's because I have a lot to say, Danny Russo. I have a lot to say.
You do. So, Trish, you can find her on Instagram, Cashmere and Vine Interiors, right?
Cashmere and Vine by Trish Beaudet.
Beaudet.
Yes.
It's taken me years to get that right.
It's taken you years to figure out where I live.
There, she's from the South.
Now I'm from Florida. I'm actually from Florida. I'm a Midwest girl who moved to Florida. So, yeah. From Michigan to Florida. Michigan. Yeah.
She became a committed, permanent snowbird, right?
Or I should be committed. Yes, I am a permanent snowbird. Yes.
And Trish brings to the table her design experience, not only as a designer, but also from TV.
Oh.
HGTV.
HGTV,
And you've been on the podcast in the past. We've covered that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? See what I can do with editing.
Old Design Star, talk. Yeah, Design Star Season 3, which I just found. One of my girlfriends was like, I really want to see your Design Star season, and we just found them on Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus, that all of them are there. So, you know.
They are. Is there a new app, HGTV Go?
I don't know.
I found you on HGTV.
The
app.
Okay.
In the Apple Store. I had to buy it, though.
Oh, it used to be. Yeah, yes. But you can just, I mean, all of them were free, right on the Discovery Channel. So, yeah. And no judging. I had bangs back then. I had bangs. It was a long time ago. It gives a whole new meaning
to love your hair. I hope you win.
I had bangs. It was terrible. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right. Well, hope you guys are having a happy Friday and good luck designing in this wacko economy. I need a different closing line. I'm going to.
Okay.
You guys, I hope you're having a great weekend and happy designing. Trish, any advice for our loyal fan base of 2?
Hi guys. I would say, get out there, and if when you're starting a project, create your mood boards. Get your ideas down. Find what you love. Start with that and build on it from there. A lot of times people are stuck on one certain thing, but start creating a little mood board. Everybody does mood boards. I do mood boards for my clients, and I
learned something a couple weeks ago. They are not teaching. They're doing mood boards in interior design school by hand still on bulletin boards.
Oh, that was
we haven't done those in years.
That's so 1994.
Everything's digital these days.
Yeah, I mean, everything is digital, and there's so many wonderful programs that, anybody can use. I honestly, the best for me, I still do my mood boards and my vision boards in PowerPoint. Danny was a good teacher, and what happened was once he's a good teacher, then I took it even a step further. He's like, "Why are your design boards more fuller than mine?" I'm like, "Because I am extra."
Yes.
But do mood boards. Get your ideas.
And it doesn't have to be super complicated. PowerPoint is sufficient.
Listen, screen snap something and put it on a sheet of paper and just lay it all out. I like this lamp. I like this rug.
It's also important to have a vision board for yourself. Sometimes I'll just keep one with my name on it at the beginning of the year, and I'll just add products I want to use in a project.
Yeah.
Or something that inspires me.
Absolutely.
And I end up taking things and I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I saw this sculpture and I haven't even realized it's in my actual house.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any idea about that.
Yeah, because I think we're all very visual people, and so sometimes when you're looking at your room and you may be feeling overwhelmed, there's what do I do?
Another reason you need an interior designer to bring your vision to life and show you a full, coherent, cohesive project.
Exactly, but then also that really helps the interior designer when somebody says, "I'm modern." Well, show me what you like, and then they show you something, and you're like, "That's not modern." So it really helps, and I always say to my clients,
I have one for you.
Pull the pictures and let me see what you like. Yeah.
What's your least favorite design aesthetic? 1, 2, 3. Farmhouse.
Oh wait! I thought you meant product.
No, design aesthetic.
Okay.
Your least favorite.
Okay.
Ready? We'll do it again.
Okay. Do it again.
What's your least favorite design aesthetic?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Farmhouse.
Sorry.
Leave it on the farm, unless you actually live on a farm.
I guess if you're in that area and you have a farm, then it's great. But if you're
on the beach, you're coastal.
In Florida or in Miami, you're in Ohio, Michigan. It's not farm country unless you're in the farm country in those states. But
which is reasonable.
Yeah, but there are a lot of. So one of the things about farmhouse design, I think, where people gravitate towards it, and it's how I design, is texture. Right? It's texture and character.
You're right. And I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, and I think that draws people in because they're like, oh, this is so cool. The wood is so cool. There's so many different designs that can incorporate those types of elements by adding the texture, the organic woods, distressed metals and things like that without being farmhouse.
We can elevate your space. By using texture.
You know what? It is true. Texture is a texture. Yeah.
Texture and organicness is what we've seen trending.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 12 markets, I would say.
Well, let's talk about what's hot right now. Modern organic. I mean, it's just
say modern organic farmhouse. Yes,
you would have died.
Organic.
Modern organic is, and people look at that and they're like, where you may have some people who loved farmhouse or do love farmhouse, they would probably be like, I like this.
Yes.
Why do I like it? You like it because of the organic nature and the textures,
Exactly.
the hammered matte black,
metals.
the metals, the woods and that kind of stuff. This is definitely not modern organic.
No, I was looking around because there's usually hammered something around us, and this is hammered kind of.
Yes.
But it's okay to mix metals, even though we're sitting here with all gold.
I still like gold.
Matte gold. And lucite.
Those are lucite.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't break anything.
I'm like
Danny has a habit of breaking things in showrooms.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Happy Friday. Happy designing. Follow us on Instagram, the Design Exchange Podcast. Trish Beaudet, Cashmere and Vine Interiors. Cashmere.
Not Trashmere.
Cashmere and Vine Interiors by Trish Beaudet.
No.
Okay.
And my company is called Cashmere and Vine Interiors.
Okay.
My Instagram is Cashmere and Vine by Trish Beaudet. See?
I'll put a link on the thing beneath us.
The banner.
Over there. Yeah, the banner.
The banner.
All right. We're out.
We're out.